Hello, welcome back to Everyday Sports Mania. Today we'll be talking about the top 10 most underrated NFL players of the 2019-2020 season. The 2019-2020 season has come to an end. The Kansas City Chiefs coming out with the Super Bowl, first one in 50 years. So good for them. Beating the San Francisco 49ers 31-20. But anyway, let's get to the list. Number 10, two players tied, both a hard decision. The tight end for the Oakland Raiders, Darren Waller, who did very well with 90 receptions, 1,145 yards. And Derek Carr, a rather new quarterback, not necessarily a new quarterback, but still not a lot of options since Antonio Brown wasn't able to play. A lot of young players, but Darren Waller was a huge factor, and he did very well for being a target for Derek Carr. And he leads them in receiving yards for this season. And also, controversially, the most underrated tight end in all of football, Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson, MVP's biggest target. Is he higher than Darren Waller? A big question, but Mark Andrews, the way he played his stats weren't as good as he thought he would. People thought they were. They weren't all-star, but they weren't terrible. 68 receptions, 891 yards, and 10 touchdowns. But he happened to be a Pro Bowl. Darren Waller was not, so that's why we both have them at number 10. Number 9, the halfback for the Green Bay Packers. A huge factor for Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones. A lot of pressure on Davante Adams to be in the starter since Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb did not want to re-sign. So even the running back, he's had to take over for many, and he's done very well. 16 touchdowns, 1,084 rushing yards on the year for him. And Aaron Rodgers loved having him in the backfield. So he did very well. Number 8, the Dolphins QB, Ryan Fitzmagic. Fitzpatrick's been great for the Dolphins, and a lot of people will fight about that. They're saying, "Oh, they were 4-12." He was terrible. He only threw 3,529 yards. That means he's terrible. Well, not necessarily. When you don't have the best receiving core, a terrible rushing game, with him leading them in rushing yards. Even he is 35 years old and he's a quarterback, and he's leading them in rushing yards, which is depressing. An awful offensive line and an awful defense. So this team has many holes in it, and I think the Miami Dolphins, a couple more receivers, and Fitzpatrick's great. So I think Fitzpatrick, the Dolphins got to keep him in Miami, and I think they'll have luck with them. I don't think the reason why they went 4-12 is because of him. 20 touchdowns for him as well. Number 7, the Buccaneers wide receiver, Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin, one of the more underrated wide receivers in the NFL this season, but he was 3rd in receiving yards this season. So you can't say that he's not good. 1,333 yards, 9 touchdowns, and he made the Pro Bowl. He's been a great wide receiver, and Mike Evans is rather overrated, and Perriman started to click at the end of the year. Not till the end of the year, so Chris Godwin, he's been great. For number 6, the safety that won the Super Bowl, Kansas City's Tyrann Mathieu. The former Houston Texan has been great. 75 tackles and 4 interceptions for him on the year. And all you have to say is that he has a Super Bowl ring, so he is considered higher than more people. He's been great. Obviously, the Texans are upset that they didn't keep him, but I think he's thrilled that he's in Kansas City and winning the Super Bowl. So Tyrann Mathieu, he's at 6, very good safety. I think KC wants him to stay in Kansas City for a long time. Number 5, also a member of the Miami Dolphins, DeVante Parker. DeVante Parker, a very talented wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins. Obviously, Ryan Fitzpatrick looks at him a lot, 72 receptions and 1,202 yards on the season, and Ryan Fitzpatrick really trusts him. There are other good receivers like the young tight end Mike Gesicki. There's Albert Wilson, Jakeem Grant, Allen Hurns, and other people like that. But DeVante Parker, a standout wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins this season, and I think the Dolphins are going to have him. He's going to be with the Dolphins for a while. Number 4, the rookie halfback, Josh Jacobs, 1,150 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's been a beast. Derek Carr loves having him in the backfield because if the passing game's not always working, give it to Josh Jacobs. And that's obviously what the Raiders' mindset's been. Pass isn't working, let's go with the rush. Josh Jacobs, a young, great receiver, and we're hoping to see him in Las Vegas next year and Las Vegas in the future too. Number 3, one of the best Packers receivers, Davante Adams. Davante Adams has probably been the best Packers receiver in maybe the last 30 years. He's been great. Just there's been so much pressure on him with Randall Cobb and Jordy Nelson not wanting to sign. So Allen Lazard, he has Jimmy Graham, his teammates, but I don't think they can get the job done. So A-Rod loves throwing it to Adams, and Adams, a very positive year. Exactly 100 receptions and 1,295 yards. Number 2, the rookie that was drafted in the 6th round, Gardner Minshew II. 3,271 yards, 21 touchdowns. And for him to walk into Jacksonville and replace the former Philly Special King, Nick Foles, former Super Bowl champion, that's a big deal. Nick Foles had big hopes for the Jaguars. Instead, Gardner Minshew. Go Minshew. Number 1, the Pro Bowler, replacing Patrick Mahomes, having the Titans turn around their season, going from 9-7 to beat the former champs, to beat the MVP, and to go on and play in the AFC Championship. Ryan Tannehill taking Marcus Mariota's spot, and he's feeling great about it. He's the future quarterback for the Titans. Sorry, Marcus, but you'll have to start for a new team. 3,111 yards, and he didn't even play the whole year, and 27 touchdowns, and replacing Patrick Mahomes in the Pro Bowl. He deserves number 1 all the way. Go Ryan Tannehill, and we hope to see him in a Tennessee uniform next season. Well, that wraps up the top 10 most underrated players from the 2019-2020 season. If you like this list, hit the thumbs like button, and even if you don't, still hit the thumbs up like button. And please remember to subscribe, hit the bell for more of these videos. And anyway, I'm your host, Everyday Sports Mania. Bye.